Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do an SEO audit in 3 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes. So let me just dive right into it. I'm just going to pull up my notes. So yeah, this is a really good exercise. Obviously, it's not a comprehensive SEO audit, but if you're ever going into like a quick meeting where you need to gather some SEO intelligence for maybe a direct report, or maybe you're going into a job interview where you're kind of like a growth manager or marketing manager, and you want to kind of impress them with your SEO skills, I think this is where this will work really well. So let's go ahead and let's pick a company. I think HR software is a very interesting space. I don't want to pick one of the big players because their websites might be really big. So let's pick Latest. So now we're in the Latest website. I have this kind of display usually set up. So this is where I'm just kind of taking my rough notes as I'm going through the website, so I don't have to go back and scan for anything. Below here is just my own rough notes. Don't worry about that. So now that I'm on their website, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start reading. I want to quickly get a glance of what kind of content they have on their homepage. So I'm just going to look. I'm going to try to understand the company really quickly, see what kind of things that they're linking out to. Just a quick scan, maybe click around on a few things. Yeah, don't get too lost here because you can go down a rabbit hole and just start reading a whole bunch of things. um, Looking at their footer, okay, what are some of the things that they're trying to rank for, maybe looking at maybe looking at some of their main navigation items. Okay, so these are the kind of stuff that they're trying to optimize for. So I can see that this is a pretty big built up website, and yeah, so they have a lot of products and services here. If I do have time, I would probably go ahead and I would read it, but since it's a quick audit, I'm not going to. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly start looking at some of their metadata on their key pages. So I want to once again just understand what's going on. So people success platform, I'll usually just take that, put it in here. Platform and enhancement software. So I guess these are performance and engagement software is what they're going for. I'll probably even write down the meta description just so I have a reference of what the company does. Then I'm quickly looking at some of their other vital data. So I can see that I have canonical setup. Okay, maybe robots text. It's not crucial, but it'd be something that I can maybe go in with. So not all meta data setup. Obviously, they are getting indexed. Otherwise, I would never have found this page because I did get it from their brand search. But it would be good to have like a index follow sort of thing here. Then the other thing I'm looking for is H1. Okay, they have one H1, couple of H2s. This all makes sense. Perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the website, and once again, this is meant to be a quick audit, so I'm just gonna go quickly see what pages are currently getting indexed within Google. Let's adjust that and we search. So we can see from this data that about 2,000 pages are being indexed. So right away, what that tells me is that this is a pretty well built out website. So probably what's going to happen is that there's probably going to be a lot of technical issues that are probably going to be on this website just because it's fairly large. It's not a humongous website, but there's probably a lot of pages which are duplicate content. Content. There's probably thin content. So these are the kind of things we know we can start watching out for simply by just looking at how many pages are being indexed. Once again, it's an assumption, but it's just if I'm only at 3 minutes, I have to make these assumptions. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to quickly look through some of the stuff which is happening. So I'm trying to see what kind of pages are getting indexed. Usually what will happen is you'll find like weird things over here. So a lot of the questions that are over here. So you're going to find some thin content type pages, or you're going to find some duplicate pages maybe just by looking at this. So I'm just going to quickly look about if there's anything strange happening. I'm looking at the title tags. I'm kind of reading the meta descriptions really quickly just to make sure everything is okay. The other thing you might see is you might see a lot of subdomains. So like go dot lactus, or login dot lactus, which are like basically low value pages, and maybe you don't want those being indexed. So yeah, it looks good. I can see a couple of opportunities. So university, this is probably a place where a better title tag could be used. Yeah, just reviewing all of this. Maybe you don't need the API indexed. Maybe since the more pages you have, the more SEO juice gets divided amongst those pages. So you might not want to have these low value pages indexed. Okay, perfect. So I've done this. Let's move on to the next step. So for me, the next step is to go to SEMRush. You can use whatever tool you currently have or whatever you're comfortable with. I know there's a whole bunch of other free options that are also available. Uber suggests being one of them. You can check those out. I prefer to work in SEMRush. So we fed the site into SEMrush. Now we're going to start to get some more SEO insights. So firstly, what I'm looking at is authority score. Okay, so the authority score seems this is a fairly decent authority score, meaning that they are going to be able to rank for a lot of terms. So authority score, this is what I would go into that meeting with and just tell them, hey, you're doing pretty all right as far as I can see. I haven't obviously looked at your competitors, but authority score seems reasonable, getting a very healthy amount of traffic. So I guess this wasn't a small player like I thought it would be. So they're getting about 2K organic traffic. Obviously, this is an estimate, and then they're ranking for 55K keywords. Some interesting things to note here are that the this is going up, so their authority is going up. But what's happening is that they're losing or they're dropping in both their organic traffic and their keywords. Could be a whole bunch of different things. Too soon to tell. The other thing I'm really quickly looking at is backlinks. So, you're going to come across smaller sites where there are no backlinks. So, this is a very, very healthy amount of backlinks, as well as a good amount of referring domains. So what will probably happen is that they're probably bound to have a lot of maybe toxic links, since they are a big website. Probably, they might have gone through some hacking that might have happened on the back end. But I'm almost certain that not all of the 350 or 354K backlinks are going to be amazing backlinks. So maybe there's an opportunity for us to start disavowing some backlinks. Now I'm gonna quickly check out the traffic trend. We're not doing paid traffic, so we can just get rid of that. But it seems like they've been doing pretty well for a pretty long time. But for some weird reason, it's going down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead write that here. Trending down. This could be once again a whole bunch of different things. Most likely, what's happening here is that there was an algorithmic update, and it didn't. It reassessed this website, and it's being impacted by that. So we have to think about what are the recent algorithm updates that have happened, and how it could be impacting the website. You can see over here, I'm just basically trying to get just using assumptions right now. Obviously don't have everything to go in with, but then again, if you're just going in high level, this is all going to be very actionable, good information. Let's quickly look at organic keywords. Just want to see what's happening in terms of their distribution, if there's anything. So yeah, it's a very similar trend that's happening with all of their keywords. And it's also giving us some clues because we can see that it happened somewhere here, and then it rebounded and it's going down again. So we would need to understand what happened in this time frame. We can just ask the client or ask our own business professionals what happened here. So let's quickly write that down. So what happened in May 2020? Perfect. So I don't really scroll too much past this. I'll sometimes look at information, what's actually happening in terms of the keyword intents. But right now I'm going to quickly jump into keywords. So now that we're in keywords, what I'm looking at first is I'm going to decide what location. So United States seems to be their best location, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to quickly look at keywords. So 28K keywords here, about 106 traffic, 412. So these are all very healthy stats. Once again, gonna look at this graph, seeing just what's happening in the United States. I might also look at a couple different countries just to see whether it was like just United States which is trending down, or is it all the other countries as well. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start looking at the keywords which are driving their traffic. So it seems like overwhelmingly it's their brand. and it's probably gonna be a lot of their actual traffic value as well. So I'm just gonna quickly take a look before I start to filter this down. So I think I've had a pretty good look as to what's happening here. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start to create some of these filters. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to filter out their 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 brand term. So I'm gonna go ahead and exclude keywords containing lactose. Now you can see over here, lost about 2/3 of their traffic. Traffic value is still pretty good though. Actually, it's been reduced to 25%. Sorry, I read that wrong. In any case, let's go down and let's see what's happening. Still getting a lot of different variations of this. I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. But if I was going in for more comprehensive uh, audit, I would try to remove all those variations. I'm just gonna quickly look at these pages. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up a little bit just so I can get a better view. And yeah, so it looks like performance software, they're number 7. It's probably a very gigantic keyword, so a lot of volume. They're ranking number 7, so 54. And okay, the CPC is extremely high with this, so it's a very valuable term, and it's this page right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and note this down in my handy notes. And I also might write the page down, but I'm not going to right now. I'm just gonna quickly do more. It seems like this is also performance review software. They're ranking number 7. Uh, Performance. I know this was one of their keywords that they wanted to rank for, so they're once again number 7 here. It seems like they're ranking for a lot of the terms that they want to be ranking for. Obviously, there's going to be other opportunities once we study the competitors and see what they're exactly doing. But it seems like the strategy here would be to actually move these terms from 7 to number 1, because they're already ranking. So it'd be far easier for us to try to. It would be far better if we were to move this from 7 to number 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, as opposed to trying to get a brand new term ranked on the search engines. And seeing how it's very hard to do, we're probably going to have to invest a lot of resources into getting it up. But yeah, that's the entire audit. So I have now a good amount of notes that I can go into a meeting with, or I can go into a job interview with, and they know that I've kind of done my homework already, and I've already have a couple of strategies in mind that I would want to discuss a little bit more about. And if I was to do this, you know, all at once, I think it would probably just take me around 3 to 5 minutes to quickly just think of all of these things. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to stick around, I'm just going to quickly talk about some of the other things that I would do. Say I had around 30 minutes. So if I had 30 minutes, what I would do is I would go a little bit further. So I would look at 2 to 3 of their competitors. Once again, you can go ahead and source them from, you can source them from a website like G2. So I see Gusto, I see Lever, I see a whole bunch of different ones that I can go ahead and audit. Another way would be to basically take their key terms. So people success platform or the other one. Let's go ahead, let's look. Engagement software. No. I would take one of their other terms, or maybe even the term that is performing so well for them. So where is that one? Performance management software. I would just go ahead and I would put that in here. And now you have a bunch of competitors that you can kind of look at. Obviously, you don't want to look at G2 or in these other ones because they're just list sites, so there's no point. But definitely check out some of their more direct competitors. So that's a one that so that's something I would do. So I would maybe look at about 2 to 3 of them. Once again, doing the exact same thing, reading over their pages, looking at their index, looking at their domain authority, traffic, what kind of keywords they're ranking for, what kind of tools, what kind of pages do they have built, what kind of pages are getting ranked. So that's what I would quickly do, just to get an idea, a little bit more diverse of an idea. And then if you want to take it even one step further, I would try to do this on multiple different tools. So now you have a completely new set of data that you can start to analyze. And once again, if I have time, I would rerun this with all the competitors as well. One really good thing about Ahrefs is that it gives you top pages, and with top pages, what you can see is the exact domains which are driving the bulk of their traffic. So we can see over here, from here it seems like self-evaluation examples is actually another really good term. So let's just copy that. This is driving a lot of their traffic as well, so we can just note that down, and we know exactly what pages. And we can start to look at patterns. So it seems like calculators are working, review phrase. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of their library is driving a good amount of their traffic, and there's probably patterns as to which types of those pages are driving the most amount of their traffic. So that was the 3-minute audit. I hope that when you go in for your job interview or your next meeting, you are prepared and you can just quickly, whiz through this process, and that way you're always prepared. If even in an emergency, you just need a quick SEO audit done, you know how to do that now. If you like this video, I really hope you subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be pumping out a whole bunch more of this content. Thank you.